Hey everyone, Phil and Jack from Warhammer Online, and today we have a 2,000 point battle report. It is the brand new Battletome Seraphon, coalesced at that.
Yeah, coalesced Seraphim.
Versus Fyreslayers, and we are playing Total Conquest the Mission.
Yes.
Wargammer Online, the hope of wargaming.
So, right, we've got the brand new Seraphon Battletome.
Yeah, some angry dinos.
It's worth mentioning, neither of these lists have really been designed from a competitive point of view.
No.
This is kind of a narrative game, isn't
Yeah,
it? we were
yeah.
saying? And there's a driver for that. We've not got all of our Seraphon units done.
No, so this is kind of a compilation of what we have done.
Yeah.
Which is why you're seeing the Dreadsaurian. A, because he's cool. Is he great? No, but I wanted to try him in kind of the new book to see how he was, whether it was redeeming, but hey-ho.
And the reality is you'd struggle to find another 400 odd points.
Yeah, it's also that.
So there's that as well. We've got a little theme going off here. This is my Fyreslayers, and they're in Akshi, and they've noticed, rather than wonderful lava, which is what they love. They love a bit of ash and lava.
Forests
There's
coming.
this hideous green stuff
all
appearing
this
everywhere,
grass
and moss
everywhere.
and mould, and those kind of things. So the Rune Father has taken two of his youngest but trusted sons with him. I've said they're youngest because if they die, he's still got his eldest. Still got his eldest sons with him. He's taken his youngest sons and their guard, their personal guard. To investigate where all this green stuff is coming from. He strongly suspects it's Nurgle doing weird growth, but it all seems a bit too flowery and
fresh.
healthy, too fresh. Over on this side of the table, what we've got is a landed ziggurat temple ship.
Yeah.
And it landed some distance away.
And it was Croak's personal temple ship. We should say that as well.
Yeah, Croak's personal temple ship has landed. He landed some distance away, so it's taken some time for the terraforming to reach the edge of my Fyreslayers territory. Needless to say, because they've been down for a while as well, they have coalesced into solid living beings.
They've managed to get their breeding pools going, and there's some nasty looking monsters they've managed to churn out from it.
They've done well. They've done well for themselves. Okay. Let's do. We've done deployment. It should be said. We've done. I won the roll off. That means I get to choose who goes first.
Yeah, you had less drops than me.
I am going to say this is, Jack's first game with the Seraphon book.
Yep.
The book has only just come out officially today. I think about 30 minutes ago. So enjoy your pre-orders. By the way, if you haven't checked out the review, check out the review we did as well. That should be live by now as well. In fact, it will be live by now. And so there's going to be a learning curve. There might be some mistakes from the book as well.
Be gentle. I have read the book quite a bit, but it's new book, first time playing. There may be some tactical errors, but hey ho, we're going to give it a go.
But the good news is I've not really spent much time with the rules at all. So I'm kind of the idiot in the room. And I'm just going to move forward as if I'm just playing anybody.
What's that?
And we'll see what happens. So if you start to question some of my tactics, like, in hindsight, in 3 months' time, going, why did he just send his dudes over there? That's because I have no real idea of what they're going to do. So this is not really intended as a competitive game. No. It's exploring the new book. It's exploring what the units can do. I've provided Jack with some fat, dwarvish, meaty targets for him to go come across and munch. We'll see what happens. I'm not saying I'm not playing to win. I'm just saying, we'll see how we'll do. And this is a fairly solid Fyreslayer list. It's not 40 half guard. There's only 15 half guard off the table at the moment, but it is a big body of Volkite Berserkers. And the Rune Sons can do their own fun as well. But I'm pretty terrified by that Dreadsaurian, even though I know it's dreadful. But the other stuff, which I'm not terrified by, is probably going to take me by surprise. So we'll see.
Okay, so over here we have 3 Ripidactyls. We have my Old Blood General on his Carnosaur, 10 Skinks, 10 Saurus Guard with Lord Croak in the middle, hopefully passing off some wounds, and a Dreadsaurian. We have an Engine of the God hiding in the trees, and a Bastillodon with the Solar Engine. And finally, securing my flanks, 3 more Ripidactyls and 10 more Skinks. So this entire army is under the Thunder Lizards constellation. So what that means is all my monsters, including this beautiful Dreadsaurian here, are going to get +2 wounds. And my Old Blood being the general, his Carnosaur gets +1 attack on everything, so that's going to be +2 attacks on his jaws now. And he can do some mortal wounds in the shooting phase.
Okay, this is my 2,000 points Fyreslayer army. I am starting with, for battle line, a unit of 20 Volkite Berserkers. Runefather on Magmadroth. We've got a Rune Smiter hiding away down the back of this terrain piece here. 2 Rune Suns on Magmadroth, all with the axes. 20 more Volkite Berserkers over on this flank. Additionally, I have 15 Halfguard Berserkers off the table with a Rune Smiter in the Magmic Tunnel. I also have the Zargrim Flamespitter, and also all of these are Hermder. That's it for my 2,000 points. You know what? Just because I want to see what happens with your army, I'm going to... this seems potentially foolish. I'm going to let you go first. Let's get into Seraphon turn 1.
Okay.
Just before we kick into Jack's turn 1, though, let's just talk a little bit about this mission. 4 objectives. Diagonal deployment zones. We are 24 inches apart.
Yeah.
You know, and we've both taken a fairly kind of, central hardcore and then outer flanks approach, which is sensible. You automatically grab this objective if you've got any sense, and you hold it, which you've done with your sort of center core, and I've done with a block of 20 Volkites. Unless you're going to surprise me with something amazing, I'm expecting them to at least last that. But you also have to quickly grab this objective here.
Yes.
It's scored by... How do the scores work in this?
So you get 1 point at the end of each of your hero phase for holding an objective, but you get an additional point if you take it from someone. So
okay, so it is all about grabbing that objective. Obviously, giving you first turn. I'm assuming you've got some fast moving units. You might be able to do a sneaky grab on that,
but
we'll
it's
see.
one of the. It's quite interesting, this game, because it's one of those I could run and grab the objective and get a point.
But I will.
But then in your turn, you're just going to kill those, grab the point off me, and get an extra point for grabbing it off me. So we then just neutralize each other. So it's kind of, it is quite an interesting game.
Let's just get into turn 1, and I know that I've been unfair on Jack here because he still doesn't really know how this army works, and I'm just going, you go first. So let's do this. Turn 1, Seraphon.
Okay, so jumping into my first turn, first thing I've got to do is see if Croak can think of some things to do.
3d6, 4 ups.
Oh, so I get 2 command points.
2 command points.
So Crow
nice.
gets to roll 3 dice, and for every 4 up, he gets a command point.
Yep.
So that brings me up to 4 because I bought one at the start, and I'm also... sorry, that really confused me. That was a 9, but I thought it was a 2. So I generate 1 at the start. Croak's just generated 2, and I bought 1, so up to 4 command points.
Okay.
And then, I was going to say that's my hero face, but I've got magic to do. So Croak's going to try and cast down some comets.
You sure you don't want to leave the magic?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am choosing the Sage's Staff constellation to give Croak +1 to all his casting attempts. So now he's +2 to casting. I roll a 10, so that's a 12. So I get to pick D6 units to take D3 mortal wounds. So D6, 6 units. I think you've got 6 units on the table. So
yeah, sure.
We're gonna have some rain of comets come down.
Okay.
So Volkite Berserkers with picks. That's 1 mortal wound.
Okay. You're gonna need some little dice.
Yep.
1 mortal wound.
Runefather on Magmadroth. That's 3 mortal wounds. We like to see that.
Put a 3 on him.
Rune Sun on Magmadroth is 1 mortal wound.
1 on him.
Other Rune Sun on Magmadroth is 3 mortal wounds.
Ouch.
The
Stop it.
Rune Smiter is 3 mortal wounds.
What?
And the Volkites, 2 mortal wounds, so just 1 dice.
Not a bad set of rolls.
Just one dice on the Volkites.
Oh, of course, 1 dice, yeah.
That was pretty good. That was a good start, Croak. Some comets just raining down.
Just injured the entire army on the table. That's impressive. Wow.
He's not really in range for his other spells. I don't need to do Celestial Apotheosis. I don't think I'm going to try and change my spell next turn because I kind of like that one just in case I get charged. So he's going to keep his healing spell and he's just going to try and Mystic Shield the big guy. He gets it, so reroll wants to save on the Dreadsaurian.
Crikey, okay.
And then with that, he's kind of onto my movement phase now.
Okay, let's go straight into it.
Okay, so Seraphim movement phase. I'm going to start by edging up my Battletome, because he's got a big old solar crystal, which that magma drop is looking quite tasty.
So you're just pushing into 24-inch range
Yeah.
there, yeah?
And same with the Engine of the Gods, kind of just pushing through to here. Because if he rolls right on his engine, he could zap somebody with some lightning. Other movement, I'm going to retreat and run these skinks. Well, not really retreat, just run the skinks. For 3, so that's 11. Kind of just to spread out on my back field.
Stop the half guard
Stop the
dropping in.
half guard dropping. You know, it's kind of what skinks are
Why
for.
not?
They're only 60 points.
Makes sense.
Wah, 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 wah. Like that. These skinks are just going to move to kind of grab that objective. They don't want to move up too much, though.
Yeah. Don't give me any charge options.
And then these Ripidactyls are just going to fall back behind them, because I don't want them getting caught out either.
Cowards.
Yeah, basically. These Ripidactyls are even going to be even more cowardly.
What?
Hide back here behind a rock, saying, "Oh, you can't see us. Don't know what you're on about." This is where it starts to get interesting. I'm almost, those Magmadrops are fast. They can get some additions, but Croak actually works quite well up front because, he gets his blasting powers that he can get off.
Okay.
So, he can do something like 4d3 mortal wounds to people around him. So, I kind of want to push the problem with Croak. So, I'm not going to run forward, but I'm going to start to edge forwards. That's the word I'm looking for.
That feels very conservative, but that's the cold-hearted lizard in you.
Oh,
That's,
that's super smart.
making a calculated move there. Okay.
Yeah. So he's getting up. Croak's just waddling up on his wheelchair.
Excellent.
We're kind of, I think that's what I want to do.
Okay.
So that's my movement. I'm going to move on to shooting.
Sure.
Okay, so starting off, I'm going to power up the engine. Now, I do have command points if I want to power up the engine twice, but I'm going to kind of see how it goes first with the engine and the Battletome to then go back and see if I want to change anything.
Sure.
So, the engine, that's 10, 11, 12. I think that's exactly what we want. That means I can pick a unit within 24 inches, and on a 2-up, they take D3 mortal wounds. So I'm going to pick the Rune Father on Magmadroth because his -1 to hit wound aura is so powerful. So on a 2-up, yep, D3, 3 mortal wounds. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
6 wounds onto my Rune Father before we even get anywhere with this game.
Then moving on to the Battletome. I'm going to pop a command point for all-out attack. So re-rolling hit rolls of 1. So down to 3. So 4s to hit. Re-rolling 1s, that's pretty good. Didn't help. And then 4s to wound now because of the -1 aura. 1 save at -1 rend.
1 save, -1 rend. Goes
2
through.
damage.
Against the
Rune
Rune Father again, taking him to 8 wounds.
Okay, and then I'm going to spend 1 more command point, bringing me down to 2, to fire the solar engine again from Thunder Lizards.
What?
So, again, 4s to hit, that's a lot better.
Wow.
And then 4s to wound. 3 saves at -1 rend.
3 saves, -1 rend.
Right.
Okay,
So 2 damage.
2 damage. Right. Taking him to 10 wounds.
And that's kind of all they wrote. So that's going to be... Yeah, not bad. That's going to be Seraphim turn 1. I've kind of got my skink securing my flanks, then big old monster mash in the middle. So we'll see how the Fyreslayers respond.
Okay, so Fyreslayers turn 1. I'm going to activate Rune of Movement. I need to get in your face. You've done quite a lot of damage to my Magmadrops already. There's no point sitting back with this army. So Relentless Seal. On the 3 it goes off, so it gives me...
+2 move.
+2 move. I was hoping for the charge as well. Didn't happen. Let's get the Flame Spitter up. On the 6, the Flame Spitter is up. Runic Empowerment, so re-rolling wounds, which I'm going to grant to the closest.
Yep.
On the 6 it goes off, so he gains Runic Empowerment.
And then +1 save.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to the Runeson because I think the Rune Father's probably not got long left on this earth. So they've got 4 wounds left. You know what? I'm going to give it the Runeson.
Okay.
Rune Father, rather. So, 1, it fails anyway, so I don't get anything out of that. That's my hero phase over. I just need to plant the spitter, which
Yep.
needs to be within 6 inch. So I'll drop that down in between filming, and then we will come back to this for my movement phase. Okay, into my movement phase then. What I want to do is I'm going to run these Volkites. Let's get them over that objective. That's a 5.
So they get
Gives me
+1
a
run from the trumpet, so that's going to be a 12-inch move.
No, they're 4 + 5
+2.
+2.
Yeah, because you have rune.
Oh, because of the rune.
And then +1 from the trumpet. So
it's a
12.
12-inch move. My little Volkite
I'm not going
Berserkers are
crazy.
flying at a 12-inch move. And I think I will bubble wrap that objective.
Nice.
Also, it gives me quite a lot of movement forward, which I'm happy about. Because the thing about Volkites is they've only got the 1-inch move. So you also the 1-inch range on their attacks rather. So you need to be conscious of not necessarily forming a large circle with them, although obviously it makes sense for some games. These Volkite Berserkers over here, I'm a bit worried about your flyers, but I don't think your flyers are super fast, are they? So
12.
I'm going to run the Volkite Berserkers as well. I want table presence here. So they've got a 6-inch move. I've rolled a 3. Gives me a 9-inch total.
+1 from the trumpet.
Breaking the forest gives me a 10-inch. So I can get to there.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
That's not bad.
It's quite close. Scary
It's
close.
quite close. It's, if they could run and charge, it's almost within charge range, but they can't. So
I mean, there is that one prayer, but kind of
there is a prayer, but
quite a lot of priests.
Bring it. And I know I'm kind of leaving that objective semi-undefended, but I don't think you're going to find it that easy to get through my midfield straight away.
Yeah.
There's a wound on one of the guys there. Right, 14 inches on the
Rune
Rune Sun. The 2 Rune Suns haven't hit their first bracket yet because they got 1 and 3 wounds. So I do have 14 inches. We've got 22 inches in total there. So that would be an 8-inch charge. 21 actually. 21.
So 7-inch.
7-inch charge. I think, to be honest, given how much damage those things pumped out, that's exactly what I'm going to do. There, the
7 is average.
And now I've also got wrists. I'm going to bring him as far forward as possible as well, in case
one of those.
them
There's the Dread Saurian. I mean, that's going to be a
There's the
7
Dread
as well.
Saurian as well, and we can always go off there, but we'll see. We'll see. The Rune Father is a bit tricky. I want the 12-inch bubble, so I am going to have to bring him forward and commit him, because I do want the -1 to wound for the combat round. So at 10 wounds, I think he's down to a shocking move. Yeah, he's down to a 7-inch move, so I am going to have to run him as well. So I get a 4 on top of that. So he's a 9-inch move with a +2. Then another 4 on top of that, which gives him a 13-inch move.
Maths is
You
hard.
know what? It brings him to there. He's run, but
It keeps his -1 to wound.
12-inch
going.
bubbles kind of going off around there. So, it is risky. I warrant that. I'm taking him right forward. Needs must when the devil. I've got a feeling the last thing to do at the end of my movement phase then is to squeeze in some cheeky
Bringing them
half-guard
on there.
berserkers.
That's
And if they get that charge, that changes the game, doesn't it? But, we've been here before.
Yeah.
Okay, so with movement over at the end of my movement phase, Smiter popped up in the woods, 15 half-guard berserkers popped up in front, giving me a little bit of defense on these Volkites, so it'll give me some options later for them possibly. And also would make any charge into the Rune Suns painful for you, to be honest. So 1 and 3. Need to remember that. That's the 1-on-1 wound, that's the 1-on-3, and the 1-on-1 wound has also got re-rolling wounds. Need to think about what order I do the rolls for charge, to be honest, because I do.
Well,
need to
you've got
prioritise.
shooting first.
I know. Yeah. Okay. So I tell you what I'm going to do, because these 2 guys have got their flame spitters. I'm just going to put D3 mortal wounds into that Saurus unit.
Yep.
Okay, because there are 10 dudes at the moment.
Yeah.
So let's go for the D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal
so that
wounds.
kills 1 and wounds 1.
Okay, and the second spit into them as well for D3 more. So 1
Kills
mortal
that
wound.
last one.
So it takes 2 Saurus out. It's not great, but it's not terrible. The Runefather ran, so no spitting from him. I've done it in the wrong order.
Ah.
So, because I was going to do the Flame Spit first, that's my bad. So the Flame Spitter next into...
Or just do it on 5s.
No, that's okay. What I'm going to do is I am going to put the Flame Spitter into the Dreadsaurian.
Ooh.
No, it's not going to make a difference, is it? Yes, it is. Come on, Flame Spitter into the Dreadsaurian.
Oh, it will when you roll like that.
5 mortal wounds into the Dreadsaurian.
Okay. What's that? 13 wounds now.
What?
It's 18.
It's
the
18
plus
wounds.
2 wounds from Thunder Lizards.
Oh, Thunder Lizards. Oh, okay.
Thunder Lizard!
Dun, dun,
Da,
dun.
da, da.
Okay, so, well, that's the end of my shooting, and we're into the charge phase, basically.
Yeah.
So, let's see what we can do here. I'm going to charge with him first.
Yep.
Because he's, I think, realistically, he's possibly the most important charge right now.
Yep.
And
4,
on
5, 6,
a
7.
7,
That's what you needed to get into him.
that was what I needed to
7
get
and a
into
half,
him. So, just tagging him there.
Yep.
And then the second Rune Sun
Oh,
on a 12. Okay, that gives me some choices, but not really.
Yeah.
I've got to stay within 6 inch. The Dreadsaurian's going in no matter what.
Nom nom nom.
Nom nom nom.
Nom 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 nom.
Let's just put the Rune Sun against the Dreadsaurian. What choice do I have really? I could. What's the range of the Dreadsaurian?
I think he's like 1.
I'm wondering if I can tag. No, you're still going to pile in
2.
against me. I can't risk going out of 3 inch of the Dreadsaurian without going out of 6 inches of him, and I want his reroll hits, reroll wounds.
Yeah.
So I want to try and remove one of those things. The half guard berserkers then.
Oof.
Roll a 7. I saw you panic there. I
Spend
do
the
have a
command
command point. No.
You
It's a
sure?
long charge, it's still over range, and it feels
You
like
could get the double turn.
I could get the double turn, so let's not worry about it for now.
Oh, come on. Don't you want to try and get Croak? Go on.
No, stop tempting me. I need my command
It's
points.
just a little lizard. You're a little dead lizard.
Not feeling super confident here, but I'm going to activate the Rune Sun with the reroll hits and wounds. He's going to pile in like that.
Yep.
Still keeping his 12-inch bubble to make sure he gets his reroll hits and
It's one of
wounds.
those. Kind of shuts down the shooting from the Battledon.
Yeah, that's true. So he's got 6 attacks.
So I will tell you, the Battledon is a 1-up save.
What?
Yeah, he's a 1-up save. But of course, you always fails on 1s. What it just means is he's even a 2-up save against -1 rent.
You're not
I'm
joking
not.
there. You're
I'm
not
being
joking there.
deadly serious.
Right, okay,
He's
what's the
genu-
save on the orange dude?
4-up.
Right, okay, let's get rid of the
I am
healer.
right. Save 1-up when he's on full wounds.
I've got a bunch of red, but not enough red. The Rune Father's the killer of him. Okay. Okay, in which case then I'm going to... I know I've brought him into combat now.
Well, he was
I
in
don't think
combat
it could be
anyway,
avoided
so.
anyway. So let's do this. I'm now attacking whatever his name
the
is
engine,
there. Okay, the engine. So hitting on 4s, re-rolling. Okay,
2 rerolls.
2 re-rolls. What a shame. Wounding on 3s, re-rolling.
2, that's a 1.
Yeah, that's a 1, and that's a cocked dice. But with this... Oh, come on!
How many rerolls?
3.
-1 rend, yeah?
Yep.
So 3 5-up saves. 2 damage.
Yep.
Because I'm coalesced.
Bite. Hits. Wounds on 2. Wounds.
Goes through.
So -2 rend.
Wait, no, sorry, it's 6-up save then.
Oh, come on.
And then your big old axe.
And then the 3 axes. Re-rolling.
3 hits.
Slightly cocked dice there, but 3s to
So,
wound. Both go
re-rolling.
through. So,
No, it's 4s to wound.
4s to wound with that axe. I get them mixed up all the time. Cocked dice. There you go.
3
gone through.
saves at 4-up.
4 up. Okay, so
1 goes through, so 1d3.
1d3 damage. It's done nowhere near enough this attack.
3.
So 3
So
wins
that's
at
another
least.
2 damage.
So 5 against him, yeah?
4.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So
Oh, of
2
course,
from the
-1,
last one.
-1. Yeah. Wow.
Okay, I'll go with the Carnosaur next, then
The
I guess.
Dreadsaurian?
Sorry, yeah, the Dreadsaurian. So I'm now 4 attacks with my gargantuan jaws, and I'm hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s, but they all hit, and then I'm wounding on 4s because of the -1 to wound aura. Ooh, rerolling 1s because you're a monster. 3 saves at -2 rend.
So 3 6-up saves.
That's 12 damage from his jaws.
So he's gone.
No, he's full. Oh, yeah, because he took. Oh, that's 12 bounce backs though on him.
So 1. Oh, what? 2, 3, 4 bounce backs.
So
4 mortal wounds bounce
So
back.
he's now taken 9 damage in total.
You were doing -1 to wound on
Yeah.
all of that, yeah? Okay.
So he's now taken 9 damage. He's down to 9 wounds. And then I've just got these 2 to do.
Sure, okay.
So starting off with the Battletome, 3 attacks. It's a tail weapon, not a jaws weapon, so I don't get +1 attack. And this is hitting on 3s, 2 hits, and wounding on 4s now because of the -1. 1 wound at -1 rend.
Okay, so 5-up save. Makes it. Yep.
And then my Engine of the Gods,
Mhm.
my horns are on 3s
1 hit.
and 4s now. So
1
1
wound.
save at -1,
Takes it.
2 damage.
2 damage.
No,
takes
sorry, 4 damage.
4 damage, taking him up to 5 wounds.
Damn. And then I've got the 5 crushing stomps and the 3 grinding jaws,
Okay.
which are all just going to go together because they're the same profile, on 3s and 4s. 2 saves at -1.
Okay, 2 saves at -1.
2 damage there.
So 2 more damage through. That's 6 wounds on him at all. Had I counted up some of them? No, I hadn't, had I? So, you've gone
Yeah.
to 5.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, that's from the horns.
Right, okay then.
So-
2 more damage onto that, taking him to 7 wounds. And in fact, actually, that's right, because I've got 6 dice in my hand for bounce backs.
Yep.
And the bounce backs are 1, 2,
3.
3.
So he's now up to have taken 7 wounds.
Right, end of my turn, I take 2 points. We're just going to need to roll for
Priority.
priority, really, yep.
Oh, I got a 2.
I got a 1.
So
Needed the
I
double.
will take the priority because those half-bad are looking scary. I mean,
Ouch.
I am going to fight them, but on my terms.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, you get to pick your targets.
yeah.
okay.
Let's go.
Let's go for it. Right, into Seraphon turn 2 hero phase, but before we do this, does the fire spitter go away? No, it doesn't. It
Okay.
remains on a 2. Normally it would go away on a 3,
Yeah.
but I get +1 because I've been within range of Battletome.
Okay, so I'm going to roll to see if Croak has any more thoughts about what we should do next. He has 1 thought. He's got 1 little plan brewing. So
I'm
that brings me
thinking-
up to 4 command points because I generate 1 and I had 2 left from last turn.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's it's a half thought plan going off. He's got an idea, but he's not too sure. So with that, I'll move into magic. Oh, I should mention as well, I'm going to change the constellation to the Great Drake. So in the combat phase, I can pick a hero to get +1 attack on all their weapons, and it may or may not be the Carnosaur. Not going to say anything though. The Dreadsaurian heals D3 because of his arcane glyphs. 3. So he's only taken 6 now. And
Brutal.
I
Brutal.
think Croak
Yep.
is going to start off with a comet. That's a 5. He gets 6 because he's Croak. Let's see if that's enough. It's a 7. Yes. Ooh.
I didn't
So-
like that comment.
So he doesn't get
I
that.
think it did 2 turns of damage in turn 1 anyway, so
yeah.
I don't feel bad about that.
I'm going to go for a Deliverance.
Yeah.
Start off with a Celestial Deliverance. It starts off on casting value of 7, so
Okay.
I get it with the +1.
Sure.
So I can pick 3 units within 10 inches of him. Now I know the Hearthguard are, and that Magmadroth is.
Yeah.
So on a 2-up, they take D3 mortal wounds. So the Magmadroth, yes, it's D3. So it's 1 mortal wound on the Magmadroth.
Taking him to 8.
And the Hearthguard... Oh, where's the Rune Smiter in that Hearthguard unit?
In the tree.
Yeah, no, he's good then. On a 2-up, they take D3. Oh, that's cocked. 1, so 1 4-up to ignore.
Which I failed.
So that's just 1 damage.
Single wound.
Okay, that's 2 of his spells. I'm going to go for a Celestial Apotheosis onto my Engine of the Gods to try and heal him. I get it on a 10, so that's now D3 heal instead of just 1 wound heal.
Lovely.
That's
Seems
1
balanced.
wound back, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh,
But
what?
and then I've got 1 more spell to cast, and I think I'll crack out his second version of the Chair Blast, because he can do that spell 3 times.
Right,
But
okay.
each time it gets 1 harder, so now it's an 8 to cast.
Right, okay.
Rolling an
another
8,
you
making
get
a 9, so I get it. Again, it's going to be those 2 units. So
Yeah.
the Magmadroth, no, and the Hearthguard, yep,
Yes.
D3. 3 mortal wounds this time.
So 3 4-ups.
Oh,
2 go
kill
through,
1.
so you kill 1 and pass a wound over.
Nice. We like that. That's what we like. And
Crikey.
then that's pretty much my hero phase done. Okay, so movements. I'm going to start over here. I kind of need to push this problem. So Ripidactyls are going to do what they do best, and they're going to start a flanking maneuver to really confuse you. Then I'm going to move up my Carnosaur, getting over to here. Then the Dreadsaurian is now going to go. He's kind of, he needs to be careful about where he can put his base. So he's going to go over here. Oh, big old model. Getting over like this.
Ridiculous.
Then the Saurus Guard are going to move. They've only got a 4-inch
You
move.
might just,
so-
sorry, I was just going to say you might need to tweak that Dreadsaurian position, because he needs to be 3 inch outside of,
Yeah, you're right.
and 3 inch of these guys, look, can't do it.
Can you not go there?
And you've got to be 3 inch outside of him.
So he's going to have to go
So you have
about
to come back a bit at
there?
least, isn't he? To, I think you can do kind of there, and assuming you've got 3
Yeah.
inches there, which you
Cool.
have, so.
Okay, and then the Saurus Guard moving up. I have kind of made a bottleneck, but
Yeah.
hey, we're going to give it a go.
It's a big old base. Not sure whether they ever released base
No.
recommendations for that, but we put that on the
Big base.
the
I
biggest
think.
base they do, basically, which is the
Yeah.
Imperial Knight base,
Yeah.
isn't it? So
And then Slan moving up. Over here, I mean, they're going to go for it. Why not? Like, what's the worst that can happen? So, flying 12. Yeah. Getting over to here. Like that.
cool.
And Skinks just kind of moving to grab the objective. Skinks over here, the yellow ones, are going to run. Yep, so they've got plenty of move just to come and grab an objective. And then I'm going to move on to my shooting phase. Okay, so starting off, I'm going to crank the Engine of the God. So I'm only going to roll 2d6 because I want the healing, which is a lower number. So I've got more chance of getting it on the 2d6 rather than
Sure.
3d6. Oh, on a
6.
6,
I think that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good. So it's a 12-inch aura of D3 heal. So the engine, healing 1.
This is done in shooting then.
Yeah,
How
it
weird.
used to be hero, but now it's shooting.
Yeah, I like it.
The Dreadsaurian is 1, so up to 5. Now I could spend a command point to crank it again. I've only got 4 command points left. Think I want to save them for now. So I'm going to go into shooting the Bastillodon. 4, 6, 8, 9. So I have to shoot at the Magmadroth because that's what I'm close to. So hitting on 4s. Not bad, not bad. Well, not great, but wounding on 3s. So that's 3 saves.
-1 to wound.
So wounding on 4s, so it's still a wound. So that's 3 saves at -1 rend.
Okay, so 5 up saves. 2 go through.
6 damage.
6.
No, sorry, 4 damage.
4 damage, taking him to 12 wounds.
Here.
I don't have 12 wound
There you
counter. Okie dokie.
Pass me that one.
Oh, there you go.
Cool. And then I've got the Sunbolt Gauntlet from this
Yeah.
model. So D6 shots on the
Sure.
Carnosaur, 4 shots. And I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'll put it into the half guard because hey, if I can kill one, it'll be cool.
Yeah. Okay.
3s to hit, and then are they within 12 inches of the Magma Droff?
2 seconds. So this is your Carnosaur, yeah?
Yeah, the old blood.
Okay. Are they within what? 12 inches?
12.
No, not wholly within
Okay,
12 now.
so force to wound. 1 wound,
Okay.
-1 rend.
So 1 6-up save. Which
Ah.
I make.
And then that's all my shooting, so I'm just on to charges now.
There we
Okay,
go then. Charge phase.
the Ripidactyls over here, they're getting an 8.
8.
That's
pretty
nice.
good. We've got a 9-inch ruler here.
Yeah,
so
so I can kind of get them round
to
to,
there.
here.
Yeah.
So just kind of touching the end,
Okay.
which is what I wanted.
All right.
Then the Carnosaur,
2.
getting a 6.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see the other dice.
So he can. Wow,
He's
actually.
not going to fit through that gap, is he? No. No,
No,
you're
he
moving,
has to stop there.
You're moving my dude.
The Saurus guards. I'm re-rolling because
Okay.
of their war drum,
Yeah.
which is a
And a
5.
5. They might have done it, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, they have.
They're
haven't
just
they?
in.
Just catching him, though. It's
Yeah.
close. Okay.
They all just kind of have to move forward. I mean, that's not very good because
It's not great, but
You
you
know
know, I
what,
think
if
you
I
more or
go
less
like
get everybody in, won't you?
this,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
and then Croak's going to give it a go. 4, no, that's not enough. Croak's going to stay there.
Okay.
The Dreadsaurian gets it. He's going to go over like
Oh my goodness.
that.
Okay.
Pulling them both in with his big old base. And then these Ripidactyls, that's an 8. So they can kind of get... No, they can't get over to there, so they'll go and pop onto this corner.
Sure. Okay. Looking good.
Yep.
Activations for combat. Who do you fancy activating first out of this mess?
It's one of those. Because I could try and kill the Magma Droff.
Yeah.
Oh, but they're not wholly within the 12, are they? So it doesn't really matter.
No, but I have got a command point. So I
Well,
probably...
you have to say at the start of combat.
Yeah, well, okay then. So in which case then, yes, I'm going to activate
Yeah,
the half guard to fight first.
fair enough.
Because it just has to be, really, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Otherwise, I'm in real trouble. I'm in real trouble anyway.
Yeah.
But how many...
I'm popping
go on.
both my Rage Toads on my Ripidactyls.
So onto the relevant unit,
Yep.
yeah? Right, I think the Runefather is just going to have to die to the Dreadsaurian this turn. That's not a problem. So, yeah, I'm going to activate these then, and let's get their piling done. And I've burnt my one and only command point to do that.
Yep.
So he can go forward to there.
Oh,
Go on.
I need to pop some command points at the start.
Okay, go for it.
So I'm going to go 1 on all-out defense on my Carnosaur,
Yeah.
taking me down to 3. And then I'm going to go 1 for all-out attack on the Carnosaur, taking
Yep.
me down to 2. And then I don't have to do my Fury of the Seraphim from the Old Bloods at the start. I can just do it during the combat phase. I'm going to
Right,
leave my
okay.
other 2 for now.
Okay.
It's just all-out
So
attack
what,
and all...
what have you just gained from those two command
Reroll
points? So I
saves
understand?
and reroll hits of 1.
Reroll saves and reroll hits
Because
of 1.
the all-outs have to be done at the start.
Okay. Alright. In which case then, as I said, I'm activating the half guard.
Yep.
I need to work out what we're going to do in terms of splitting the attacks. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 onto him. And then that would mean 6 onto this unit here. I'm
Okay.
putting nothing into the Dreadsaurian at all. Okay. Right, so here we go. 18, hitting on 3s. I'm looking for 6s though, you know that. So 1, 2, 3,
so that's
6s, so
six
that's 6
mortal
mortal wounds onto him.
Not a fan of that, but nothing I can do.
There's a lot of 1s in there and quite a few 2s as well, which is good for you. 3's to wound.
Yep.
Okay, that was a 6. I've just
Yeah, no
fudged it over.
How many is that?
That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 wounds.
Okay.
No rend.
So 4 ups, and they're re-rolling 1s. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, so that's 1 wound from all that.
So
he
7 wounds in
takes
total.
7 wounds in total.
How many does he normally carry on?
He's got 14 because of Thunder Lizards.
So it's halfway down there. Right, okay. The 11 attacks now into that unit there.
Yep.
There's actually 5 guys. I mentioned 6 before, so it was actually 5. But my boss is in there, so for the extra attack.
Cool.
Looking for 12s.
6s.
Oh, looking for 6s rather. 12s.
Nothing.
Just as impossible to
awful.
obtain the 6s. Looking for 12s. That was out, and that was out. In fact, that's out. It was just an absolutely terrible roll.
That's not very good.
Looking for 3s. So 4 wounds onto that unit.
4 wounds.
No rend. That's gone terribly
4
wrong
up.
for me.
Save them all as well.
Save them all. So that's not really done me a lot of good at
No.
all. Well, hopefully he's bracketed at
Yeah.
least a couple of brackets.
Yeah.
So
I am going to move on to my Ripidactyls over here.
okay, I am going to activate the fight as I die.
Okay, they are outside of 12. Okay, so 4 attacks with the spears because of the boss on 4s and 4s. 1 save, no rent.
Okay, 1 4-up save. Failed.
Just 1 damage.
Okay.
And then I have all my jaw attacks, so this is 4s to hit,
Yep.
re-rolling, and they're 4 attacks each because of the coalesced.
Okay.
So 4s to hit, re-rolling. That's 1 6 so far. 2 6s, so that's 2 additional hits from their hunger. And then it is 3s to wound. So that's going to be 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 saves at no rent.
11 4-up saves.
Yep.
And that's 1 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead.
Not bad. So,
So
4 dead in
in
total.
total, which immediately get to attack back.
Do you want to take those?
Well, it's one of those interesting things.
So you
is
could
do
do
the pile in,
him.
don't you? Basically, you're meant to immediately pile in, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then
So you could do him.
yeah, we'll take him and him.
And then 1 more.
And I've already taken 1 from there,
Yeah.
so we'll take 1 more from
There.
here.
So yeah, and then
take them off the
4
privilege.
guys attacking back. So what's that? 8 attacks on 3s and 4s.
Oh, this is with the picks actually.
Yep.
So yes, good point. Looking for 3s and 4s, and they get the -1 rend, don't they? So looking for 4s. Oh my goodness, that was only 1 actual attack going through.
1 6 up. Saved.
Right, I'm going to activate the Rune Father. We've just had a debate really. The -1 damage really neuters the magma drops because they've got the 2 damage attacks and those kind of things. And even the Rune Father's axe, which does 3 damage, taken down to 2, just doesn't have the punch. But the and given I've already lost one of the Rune Sons, he's lost his re-roll to hits anyway.
Yeah.
I'd almost rather go re-roll wounds versus that. We'll just go with the Rune Father. So the Rune Father's taking 10 wounds. He's got 3 horns and claws, hitting on 4s,
2 hits,
wounding on 3s, 1 wound,
4 up save, goes through.
2 damage.
So 1 damage.
And that's what's really hurting me. Blazing Maul goes through, wounds on 2, wounds, -2 save,
Goes through.
D3 damage. Come on, yes,
Down to
3
2.
wounds, so down to 2. And then the Grand Latch Axe. This is where I need them. I didn't need that 2. I definitely didn't need that 1. So 1 going through at -1 rend,
Save.
which he tanks. Oh, it's just not enough.
So my other 3 Ripidactyls are going to go. 4 attacks with the spears on 4s and 4s. That's 3 so far. And then all the bite attacks on 4s re-rolling. That's 1 6 so far. Oh, so that 1 6 means that miss is actually a hit, and then they are 3s to wound. So that's another 6 saves.
Okay.
So that's
So 9
9
saves in
saves.
total.
Yep.
9 4-up saves. I'm regretting my decision, but 1 dead.
2 dead.
2 dead. Okay, not regretting it too much at all so far.
And then your activation.
Okay, so with the Runestone, 3 attacks with the Horns and Claws, hitting on 4s.
2 hits.
Okay, 2 hits. Wounding on 3s, re-rolling, but they go through.
Is this into the engine, yeah?
Yeah.
So 5 up. Oh,
Oh, goodness me. Maul,
Miss.
misses.
3 axe attacks.
3 axe attacks, hitting on 3s.
2 hits.
2 hits, wounding on 4s, re-rolling. Oh,
2 wins.
done that, yeah.
1 goes through, so D3.
So D3,
2.
3. Well, becoming 2.
So back to what he was before. 7 damage taken. Down to 7 wounds. I'm going to pop a command point for, I think it's called like Wrath of the Seraphim, giving himself +1 to hit now, the Carnosaur.
Yep.
So this is his spear. He's getting +1 attack on all his weapons because of the constellation effect. So this is now 2s to hit, re-rolling 1s.
Sure.
That's 4 hits, and
Wow.
then 3s to wounds.
Wow.
3 saves at -1 rend.
So 3 6-up saves.
Yep.
All go through.
That's 9 damage.
Okay, we'll tally them up for now.
Then how many wounds has he taken? 7 wounds. 4 attacks with his clawed forelimbs now because he gets +1 attack from the constellation and +1 attack from his command trait. Normally hitting on 4s, now to 3s. Re-rolling 1s. 3 hits, and they are 3s to wound. 1 save at no rend.
1 save at no rend is a 5-up save. Goes through on a 2.
2 damage now.
Okay.
And then I'm normally 3
That's
attacks.
11 wounds so far.
Yep. 3 attacks with my jaw, +1 because I'm coalesce, +1 because of my constellation, and +1 from my command trait.
Nice.
So 6 attacks in total. They usually hit on 4s, but I get +1 to hit because I can pin you down because you're less than 7 wounds.
I'm so little.
And I get +1 to hit from my command ability that I popped. So
Wow.
this is 2s to hit. Re-rolling 1s. And then 3s to wound. Oh,
all
that
wounds.
is 6 saves at -1 rend.
6 6-ups. 5 go through.
So that's another 15 damage from him. It's good though because you wounded him. It would have been a lot more than that.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 damage on top of the 11 you've
Yeah,
already
and that's
done.
everything he's done.
That's a half guard unit remover, but let's go. We're looking for 4s. I'm going to kick that 2 out of the way. Looking for 4s.
Whoa.
1 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead, 4 dead, 5 dead. Oh,
6 and a half.
6.5 dead.
Yep, 6.5
horrendous. Horrendous.
That's quite impressive for a little Carnosaur.
It is indeed. Right, let's activate these Volkites. Right. Why not? 2 Volkites in against them. I'm so glad I didn't activate their fight thing. Yeah, that would have been quite miserable, wouldn't
It's
it?
one of those. The Ripidactyls are like 80 points. You know, for the damage they do for 80 points, it's quite impressive.
Yeah. I think they're going to have to come round there, and I'll just daisy chain those up to there like that. Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into your Ripidactyls and 2 into your Carnosaur. Here we go into the Ripidactyls, 14 attacks, hitting on 3s. Oh my goodness, I've not seen that many 2s in a row. And wounding on, oh my goodness, wounding on 3s. Oh, are you serious? We've got 4 wounds going through.
4 5
To
up
your
saves.
Ripidactyl.
1's down to 1 wound.
And the 4 attacks into the Carnosaur. 3 of them go through, that's more like it. All of them wounding.
So that's 3 wounds, yeah?
Yeah.
So that's a 4-up save, re-rolling 1s. Oh! Oh, it takes 2 wounds. That's healthy.
So the 2 Volkites did half as much
Yeah.
as all of those Volkites against those guys.
Okay, so I've got 6 of my Saurus Guard into the Hearthguard. Now, I don't think I'm going to spend my last command point because I'll kind of want to save it for your turn.
Okay.
In case I need to do something then. So I will go with the 6 clubs. That's +1 attack because the hero's in there. 3s to hit and 3s to wound. Ooh, so that's 2, 4, 6 saves at -1 rend.
So 6 up saves. 5 go through.
Okay. And then if you want to hold off, because I've got the jaw attacks now, so 2 attacks each on the jaws. Hitting on 5s because it's jaws. And wounding on 4s. So that's 3 saves at no rend.
5 ups. 1 goes through.
So that's just 1 damage.
So 6 gone through in total.
Yep.
4 up ignore. 1 dead. 1.5 dead.
So 2 dead.
So 2 dead because we carried a wound over from before. Yes. Okay, over to the Volkites. Just need to pile in over here. So 9 guys attacking, including the boss. So that makes 9s hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. It's not a bad roll. Wounding on 3s.
4s because they're picks.
Wounding on 4s because of their picks. Thank you for the reminder. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8 going through. -1 rend.
So 6 up save. So that's 7 damage. So that leaves 1 alive on 2 wounds. So I'll leave the boss on 2 wounds. So, Bastiladon, his 3 attacks on 3s and 4s.
-1 to wound.
Yep, so 1 save.
Okay, 1 save. That's a 4 up save. Goes through.
2 damage.
Oh, typical.
So
that's
he's
him gone.
And then 2 bounce backs.
2 bounce backs to you. 1 mortal wound back.
Cool. Then I'll move over to the Dreadsaurian.
Sure thing.
Now you've got 4 wounds left. My Dreadsaurian will put everything into the room father. I just need to make sure he's gone.
-1 to wound.
Yep. So 3s to hit.
Save.
Re-rolling 1s. 4 hits. And then 4s to wound now. Re-rolling 1s. Oh, that's still 3 saves at -2 rend. So 3 5-ups.
3 5-ups. I need this. No. That's him gone.
He's gone.
Okay, so that's 4 bounce backs. That's him, yeah. Come on, 4 4s. At least do that. No, 1.
1. So
Battle shock then. The only thing I need to take, all these guys are wholly within 12, so despite being decimated off the table, really, at least those guys are still stood there.
Yeah.
But there's not enough half guard left to do the job. I'm a bit worried about the rest of this game, but it's my turn. Let's just do battle shock on those. Oh, and I roll a 6 brilliantly. So 6 plus 3 is 9.
Bravery
so that's
7
so
plus 1 because of they've got 10 models, so 8.
Yeah.
And you lost 3, so 1 more goes.
So 1 more goes, which I will take from here.
My skink on his Pterodon's fine because he's only within 24 of this guy. And skinks feel brave when they're near him.
No way.
Yeah.
That includes those as well.
Yeah,
they
but
didn't take any damage anyway. I need to just punch through the hero phase. The spitter's already up, so that's cool. I need to do runic empowerment, and I need these. So runic empowerment from here. I get it on a 6. That's got to be.
Volkites?
I think the. Yeah, because that's where they do their damage. So
There's
let's do
more of
runic
them
empowerment
left.
on the Volkites, and then from over here as well, we get runic empowerment off as
So
well.
onto
But
these Volkites.
we can do that. Is that within 18 inch? Wholly within? No, I just don't quite do it. But I do get those guys. So
the other
let's just put it onto
half
those. So the other half guard, and then that gives us
-1 to
plus
hit.
one,
And plus
plus
save.
1 save. So let's do the +1 save, which doesn't go off. The -1 to hit
Oh.
doesn't go off. There's a lesson in picking up a different dice. Rune of Fury has to be.
Yep. Reroll
Let's
once
just
to
have a
hit.
think about that. Do I want to reroll? Yes, I do want to reroll once to hit.
So you get it.
Rune of Fury goes off. Could have done with the extra attack, couldn't I? Really?
You generate a command point.
Yeah, I got the command point, so I know that. I mean, that just helps me in terms of fighting first with a half guard, really, and then choosing
It gives you,
a
it gives you a double activation.
Normally, I'd be cheeky probably and retreat from this combat and go take that objective, which, you know, but I don't think, unless I pulled off an amazing run, and because of my base size, I think I'm going to struggle.
I mean, what, you are...
How many wounds has this got left?
2.
2.
So, I mean, even axes might do it. You could do axes and then...
or I use the flame spitter
it's an
into it.
8-inch charge for them. So, 7... So, it's an average roll for them to get into the skinks.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's not a lot to do in terms of movement then, so I'm going to hold off on that and let's see how the shooting pans out. Normally don't bother with the axes, but I need to chip off a few wounds, so let's do some of the axes and see what happens. Because both units are in combat with him, 23 axes into your boss.
And the half
hitting on 5s, wounding on 5s, but both units have got runic empowerment.
Yeah, so
wounding on 5s, re-rolling. And I'm re-rolling ones to hit. So looking for 5s, re-rolling 1s. Come on, you can do this, little tiny fat Fyreslayers. Let's get that in there. Have we got any 5s?
Yeah.
I'll let you pick out. And then wounding on 5s, re-rolling. Come on.
So we got 2 so far.
2 so far. How many wounds has he got left?
4.
Okay, so 4, exactly 4 have gone through, Jack.
Well, he's got 6.
How confident are you feeling?
He's got 6 wounds left, so a 4-up save.
No.
No. So he's got 2 wounds left. Normally he would be dead, but because he's a thunder lizard, he's okay.
Okay, now that is a little bit annoying because it makes me think about what do I do with my fire spitter now. Originally I was going to remove that little dude.
Well, why don't you see how their axes do?
Oh, of course, we've got the axes in. Here we go then, 15s, looking for 5s. Oh my goodness, it's a roll at least.
Re-rolling 1s.
Re-rolling 1s, there's a few 1s in there.
Quite a few. So you got one more hit.
5. I've got a few here. Come on, how many wounds has he got left?
2. So 5 to wounds.
Oh, okay, here we go. 5.
That's 3 wounds.
3 wounds, no rend.
5-up save. Yeah, he's gone.
So I actually managed to kill him. Normally I don't use axes, but they can be important. When you've got the numbers, it's worth doing. You know, 20 odd, and you know, it makes a difference.
Now you do have the flame spitter.
Freed that unit, and I have the flame spitter, so we know what we need to do with that, really.
Damn it.
12 dice, needing 6s. I'm looking for 2 6s. That's all I'm looking for.
Averages.
2 6s. I can see 1.
Oh! So he has now taken 13 wounds.
Oh, come on. 1. Moving into my charge phase then. Let's just see if these guys can get to anyone.
So they need
really.
a 7.
They get +1 because of the horn.
6, that's not enough.
I've got a command point, but I need it.
You need it, yeah.
Okay, so that's fine. We will go into combat. I will use my activate my command point to fight with my
half guard?
Half guard first.
Cool.
Okay, so here we go with a half guard. 2 of the guys are going to fight into the Carnosaur, and basically that's 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s, re-rolling.
Yeah.
I'm re-rolling 1s to hits as well.
Yep.
And all I really want is 1 6 out of this, to be honest. And I can see the 6.
Got 1 6, so that's 2 mortal wounds.
2 mortal wounds.
And he's gone.
He's gone. Okay.
Whoa.
That leaves me with 4 of the guys left to fight into the other unit. So I've got 8 attacks, but the boss is in there, which gives me 9. Again, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. Yep. So there's some mortal wounds there already, and a couple of 1s. So, oh my goodness, and I piled another 6 in there, and no.
So
okay, so that's 8 mortal wounds so far.
4 of them dead already. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then rolling to wound, wounding on 3s, re-rolling.
Yeah.
Okay, just a few 2s in there. That's what I was chuckling at. And looking for the 3s. Wow. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8 saves now. 2, 4, 6, 8 saves. So 4-up save. Ooh, 1.5 more die. Wow.
So 1.5.
Okay, and then I will activate the Volkite Berserker.
Yep.
Activating the Volkites for the pile-in. I need as much as possible, so I'm going to wrap around and get as many, because I really failed over here last time, didn't I? It was quite dramatic. 20 attacks, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s.
Yep.
I can roll those 1s.
Then wounding on 3s because they're the axes, yeah? Reroll them.
Yep, I'm just checking, no more 1s in there now. Then wounding on 3s, re-rolling. It looks like I've done better this time around. Okay then, and re-rolling. Oh, seriously?
Ooh.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 wounds.
Oh, that's quite a lot. They are only a 5-up save. So they're gone. Yeah,
They're gone.
They're gone.
Okay, wow. Right.
So, I mean, I've got the Saurus Guard to fight with.
Yeah, sure.
So I'll fight with them.
Yep. So you've got 3 of those guys left.
Yeah, with the boss.
Yep.
So this is going to be 3s to hit and 3s to wound. That's 3 saves at -1 rend.
So 3 saves at -1 rend is a 5-up save.
Yep.
Make 1 of them. So 2
just-
wounds through.
Okay, and the jaws on 5s and 4s, 1 more, no rend.
So 5-up save goes saved.
So
now
just the 2 ignores.
the Dread Saurian.
I don't think.
Is he with 3?
Is he in with
Yeah.
3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you not...
Yeah, no, go in then. I mean, you've got the 2 4-up ignores to do.
What? You know, what's the? Oh yeah, we'll do that. But what's the? Oh, good point actually. Because if I lose someone, I could pull your Dread Saurian out of it. So 4-up ignores.
No.
Unfortunately,
So
I
the
ignore
Dread-
both of them.
Yeah, the Dread
Well, it's up
Saurian.
to you. Do you want to pile him in?
Yeah.
What's his range of his attacks though?
2 inch.
Yeah, so he doesn't even need to. If you want him over there,
No, it's fine.
doesn't have to go too far anyway, does he?
So 4 attacks with his mouth, 3s to hit, 3s to wound.
Oh,
Dread
dear
Saurian. Right, and then he has a bunch of hand attacks, but he's taken 9 wounds now. So he's got 6 claw attacks on 3s and 3s. Yep, and a tail attack. And misses, because he's worth the points.
Did he just flunk that entire combat?
Oh yeah, that's what happens when you buy a big scary lizard.
You know when you're not concentrating for a second, I was like, I need to think about this, I need to do this, and I look back up and you're not asking me to make any saves.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that was a Dread Saurian play
I'm
there.
terribly sorry about that.
Oh yes.
Okay then, that's the end of my turn. I scored 2 points. I didn't get to use the
Yeah,
charge
I'm
to get over
gonna
there. That would have been nice.
spend my last command point to make them immune to battle shock.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So
call.
down to 0 command
All of my
points.
guys are anyway. A better turn for me for sure,
Yeah.
but you've still got a lot of power on the table, you know.
Yeah.
We can see, I think with a half guard down to just those few dudes, it's a challenge,
Still got
especially with the
Croak.
characters. Okay, let's go for the roll-off.
Yep. Got 2.
I got a 1.
Okay. Yeah, I will take it.
Yeah,
Because I kind of
really?
need to.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go into Seraphon turn 3.
Okay, so moving into Seraphon, turn 3. So I have lost quite a bit of my firepower, let's say. You know, my Temple Guard are neutered down to 3. I've lost my Carnosaur, I've lost my Rippers. And you've still got quite a lot of bodies on the table. I mean, we've got most unit of Volkite Berserkers here yet to activate fight when they die. Luckily, over here, these guys have activated their fight when they die, so I'm feeling a little more confident there. You know, I've got 2 big monsters here. I've got to deal with those Hearthguard, but hopefully the Dread Saurian will do better than last turn.
That was an awful turn.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
so I'm going to move into my hero phase. I'm going to keep the Drake alignment up so I can choose a hero to get +1 attack in the combat phase, because my Engine of the Gods is looking to snack on some Ginger Dwarves. But we're going to see if Croak thinks of some things to do. 4 ups, so yes, I get 1 command point.
Okay.
So that's putting me on to 2 command points now. So I
Right.
generate 1 as well. And my Stegodon, my Dreadstorian will heal D3 wounds from his arcane glyphs. Just 1.
I'm just going to see if this has disappeared, by
Oh,
the way.
yep.
Because again, end of turn, we always forget, but 5 is still there,
Still
okay?
there. Cool. Okay, then Croak's got some spells to do. I think I'm going to start off with throwing out Celestial Apotheosis.
Okay, I'll get ready to do that. Oh.
I get it on an 11. So that is the empowered version. So I am going to put it on my Engine of the Gods to heal
Okay.
D3 wounds.
Nice.
2. So it's now only taken 5 wounds. Which is
Rightio.
going to help in the combat phase.
Ah, it's so hard to kill these monsters.
Yeah, that engine's quite good. You know, when you're cranking the engine twice and you're getting 2 D3 heals.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of the engine originally reading its rules, but now I'm actually...
Now you see.
Now you can choose to roll 2 dice as well. You don't have to roll the 3 dice. I quite like that. So
Yeah.
he's redeeming himself to me. But Croak's now going to try and call upon some comets. So comets call. Again,
Another
I get
10.
it with an 11, so I can pick D6 units.
So you're rolling a natural 10, you're getting the +1.
Just
only
one unit.
Okay.
I'll go for this unit of Volkai Berserkers here. So D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds, killing
Okay.
1.5 Berserkers.
So I'm going to take one of the back ones there and put a single wound on him. There you go, little man.
So Croak's got 2 casts left.
Yeah.
I'm going to try for his... it's called like Deliverance or something. It's Celestial Deliverance. Should we actually look up to be
Yeah,
professional?
sure, why not? While you're doing that, I'm just going to bring up deployment zones and objectives for everyone so they can see where we're at. Obviously, I'm holding this quite well. This is held by me, but nothing protecting that. But I'm kind of thinking you're not super fast, so
No,
you know maybe the Dreadsaurian could retreat and grab it. So it's a
can't
concern.
fit.
But yeah, exactly. It's a longer one with that 3-inch
yeah.
bubble. I'm kind of blocking it, but that makes me think twice about what I do
Yeah.
over there.
Okay,
Okay.
so it's called Celestial Deliverance. So this is the one he can cast 3 times.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go first. It's on a 7, so I need to roll a 6. I don't get it. And then I'm going to Mystic Shield my Stegodon.
Sure.
I get it with a 6 because of his +1. So I rolled a 5, getting it with 6. So the Stegodon is re-rolling saves of 1.
Right.
Okay, not bad, Croak, not bad. She did some magic. So, on to my movement phase now. Oh, my lizards are getting a bit worried about this. So, they're going to start to move over to try and blast with laser beams and charge in. This guy's got a 7-inch move, so that gets him to there.
Oh.
My engine's just come off. But getting him round to here. The skinks, the skinks are all within their 16-inch range, so they're just going to chill there.
Yeah.
Croak is going to float to be 3 inches away because he's going to try and get a long charge off into those Volkite Berserkers.
Okay.
And these
like his
skinks are just moving up to hopefully, maybe knock 1 or 2 wounds off somebody's Hearthguard, but you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Okay, shooting phase now. Starting off, I'm going to rev up my engine with the Engine of the Gods. I'm only going to roll 2 dice because, again, I want the low numbers. Yep, that's perfect. 5, 6, 7. So that's a 12-inch aura of D3 heals. So it's going to heal the 1 wound on the Bastillodon. The engine will heal D3. 3,
Oh, no.
taking him to 2 wounds.
That's shocking.
And the Dreadsaurian will heal D3. 3 as well, taking him down to 5.
I've made a couple of attempts to take out that thing and failed both times, and it's like, ouch, I just need to kill it, but I don't see how.
Yeah.
It's so tough. Okay.
See, now...
If I could have hit it with the half guard,
Yeah, maybe,
Yeah,
but it's... See, now I've got... Because I only got 2 command points, I would like to rev up my engine again. But, those aren't exactly small charges there.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want to keep a couple of my command points for charging. So I'm going to not rev up my engine again with a command point, but I'm going to shoot my laser beam into the Volkite Berserker.
What's
So
it actually called?
6,
You don't
8,
know, do you?
Solar engine? Is it called? Yeah, a solar engine.
Solar engine, right,
cool.
okay. Come on, laser beam.
So 9 shots hitting on 4s. Not bad. You know, I always get 4 hits, never get anything else. And wounding on 3s.
Shows you how good those dice are.
2 saves at -1 rend.
2 saves -1. Both go
So
through.
4 damage. That's just 2 of them.
4
dead.
damage, so that's just 2 of them dead. I need to think about this. Yeah, there's a couple of horn blows. I'm going to take one of the horn blowers away. There you go.
You know what? Never realised. Only just looked. Both of these guys have got javelins they can throw from their back, so I'm going to do all of them
If
together.
you allow me a backseat,
Yeah.
I'm going to put my horn blower back.
Yeah, I knew you were going to do that. So the javelins, hitting on 5s. This is from both the engine and the Bastillodon into the Volkite. Wounding on 4s. 1 save, no rend.
1 save, no rend. 4 ups. They've got their shields. They failed on a 3. Tell me the bad news.
Just 1 damage.
Oh, just 1 damage. Okay, so
So,
1 wound onto one of the Volkites.
And 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Then these green skinks are going to pop some blowpipes into them as well on 5s and 5s, nothing fancy. Just 1 wound.
Okay, looking for a 4-up. Made it. Oh,
Okay.
wait. Yes, sorry. Yes, they do have the shield.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a little panic there.
And that's pretty much my shooting done, so just onto charges.
Okay.
Yeah. So, straight into my Seraphim charge phase. My Engine of the Gods needing a 7-inch charge into those Volkite Berserkers. That's a fail, so I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll it. Yep, that's perfect.
7
That's just what we need.
Okay.
So,
Well, front guy's wounded there, but
Yep.
I'll move that to one side.
so
we get in the
he
way.
slams into there.
Nice.
And the Bastillodon needing an 8 now. No, that's a 3. I'm alright, he can stay
Even
there.
a cocked dice there, actually.
He
There
can
was a
stay
1
there.
that was a cocked
Yeah.
dice, so go for the 1, because you did roll.
No.
You've made it. You made it. It was a cocked dice.
Okay.
I don't know whether it was
If you
on
say
camera,
so.
but it was cocked, and I'm good
Right.
with that. Okay.
So the Bastillodon's in, and on a 2-up, the Stegodon does D3 mortal wounds. So, yep, D3.
Oh, no.
3 mortal wounds.
Oh, man. Okay, so that's the injured guy gone. And I will take 1 more away. Let's think about this. I'm going to take from the back because I want as much as possible on piling.
Croak's looking to get into the Volkite, but
It's an 8-inch to get into there, yeah?
but it's only a 3 to get into the half guard,
Yeah,
so you know
exactly, should be.
I have a
But-
full back line. So 4. Okay, right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You can tag the end of the unit,
Can
but
get
it's not
him
really going to do him a lot of favours
to
because there's not a
there.
lot left in that unit anyway.
No,
Okay.
in fact, you know, I'm actually going to put him to there because of something cheeky he can do. So
Oh,
he's
nice.
gonna stay
Okay. Well, I
there.
look forward to that.
Starting off with the massive horns on the Stegodons. Now, these are the Volkites that did activate their
Yeah,
fight before they
so
died.
I've got no fight.
None of
Yeah.
that. And my Great Drake, I'm going to give to this hero, so he gets +1 attack on all his weapons.
Sure.
So 3 attacks on the horns to start off with. Do I want to blow my last command point? I might do it, my last command point on all-out attack, just because I really need to do as much damage to these Volkites as possible. So, 3 attacks on the horns, on 3s, re-rolling 1s. 3 hits, and 3s to wounds. Okay, that's 2 saves at -1 rend.
2 5-up saves. 1 goes through.
That's 4 damage from that.
Okay, so that's 2 of the guys gone so far.
Okay.
I really don't want to take that horn blower, but you know, chances are more's going to go anyway. So
Yeah.
okay.
So normally 2 attacks with his jaws, +1 from Coalesce, +1 from the Great Drake.
Yep.
And then normally 5 attacks with his Crushing Stomps, and then 6 because of the Great Drake. Just doing them all together because they're the same. 3s to hit, re-rolling 1s. And 3s to wounds. Okay, so that's 4 saves at -1 rend.
4 5-ups.
There's
Okay.
2,
gone through.
2 of them dead then, because that's 2 damage each.
Oh my goodness! Right. Okay. This is looking quite bad for this unit.
Okay, so that's my activation. So on to you.
I feel like I need to activate the half guard. I think it has to be the way.
Yep.
Basically, I had a chain here. What I did was pile one forward and then moved him over there so he could still attack the Saurus guard.
Yeah.
And he got closer to Croak, so he still got close to the closest model. What that means is I can put 5 of my chaps, including the boss, onto the Saurus guard. So that's 11 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. They do have runic empowerment on them, these 2 units, so I'm re-rolling. And of course I'm re-rolling hits of 1.
Yes.
With my
Rune
this turn. Had a bit of a moment. There we go then. 11 dice, looking for 6s of course.
Yep.
Oh, 1 6. That's really not what I needed.
So
there is a 1 in there, so let's re-roll it. Still don't get the 6.
That model dead, and that one down to a wound.
And then going for the 3s to wound, re-rolling. It's a decent enough roll. It was just I needed more 6s. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7 wounds on that unit.
Okay, so 7 4-up saves, and the unit's gone.
Okay. On to Croak, looking for 6s. I've got 2 mortal wounds against Croak.
Okay, is that everything?
Just re-roll into wound. So I've got to roll to wound.
Yep.
Did a 2 to hit, so I don't get the 1 re-roll. 3s to wound he made, so 1 save.
So 1 4-up save. Nope. So that's 3 damage that he
4-up
ignores on 4s.
Tough guy.
So takes 1 wound. He's down to 6 wounds.
Okay.
Okay, so Bastiladon attacking with his bludgeoning tail now. So 3 attacks on 3s. That was cocked. 2 hits and 3s to wounds. 2 wounds at -1 rend.
Okay, 5 ups. Oh, one of them made 1
2
fail.
damage.
2 damage. That takes out a dude.
And that's all he's got.
Okay, that's for me to activate the Volkite. So I'm just going to pile in, but you know, we know what this means. Woo! I really want to, where possible, attack as much of those onto him. So that's 4 onto the 2 onto the Bastiladon.
Okay.
And 4 onto the engine.
So the engine is flaring his armor, so he gets a 3-up save against you now instead of 4.
Jolly good. Well, let's get the Bastiladon done first. So this is 3s and 4s. Oh, good roll. Re-rolling 1s on the hits, but managed wonderfully not to do that. Cock dice. There you go, 2. So 1 wound onto the Bastiladon.
This is a -1 rend, but I am a 1-up save on the Bastiladon, so it's still a 2-up. I saved it.
Okay, and then 8 attacks onto the, help me out here,
Engine.
Stegodon.
Yeah.
But yeah, engine and gods. Okay, so 3s, re-rolling 1s.
Quite a few 1s.
Yeah. Quite a few 2s as well. And then wounding on 4s. 1 wound.
So this is 1 4-up save now. Made it with a 5.
Okay.
And then I'll move over to my dread. Okay, so Croak's now attacking with his lightning because he gets better the more guys that are there. So it's an attack for everybody within 3 inches. So all 6 are within 3. So 6 attacks on 3s and 3s. Ooh. 3 saves at -1 rend.
3 5-ups.
And 4
2 of them. Oh, sorry, -1 rend. Yeah, -1 rend. So actually, that was 3 6-ups.
Oh, yeah.
In which case, 2 of them went through.
So just 2 4-ups to ignore.
So 2 4-ups to ignore. 1 ignore,
Just
1
one
wound goes through.
And then you've attacked with everything, so I might as well just go straight into the Dreadsaurian.
Okay.
So he is 4 attacks with his jaw.
-1 to hit this turn from my prayer.
Yep. No, Dreadsaurian, he's now got 4 attacks with his mouth because I'm coalesced. -1 to hit, so 4s to hit. That's 3 hits.
Looking healthy.
3s to wound. Come on.
Yep,
2 wounds at -2 rend.
And no save.
That's 10 damage from that. Then 8 attacks with his claws on 4s and 3s. 2 saves at -1 rend.
Okay, 2 saves at -1 rend. Both go through.
So that's just 2 more damage. And the tail on a 5, he hits and wounds on a 3. He wounds with a -1 rend.
6-up save. Oh, made it! Yes! What was the damage on that?
Damage!
D6. Look, you've still done 12
That's
wounds.
not bad, yep.
So 12 dice, 4-up ignore.
No.
That's 1 dead, 2 dead,
Oh, it's awful.
3
roll.
dead,
4 dead.
4 dead out of the 6.
Ouch.
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
That's more like it, Dreadsaurian. That's what we like.
Right, into Battle Shock. Bad news for me, that's 9 gone off of this Volkite Berserker list.
Yeah.
They're more than 12 inches away from the objective.
Yeah.
Only just. I should have been smarter with my removals there. So that's my bad. I should have taken some of these guys off.
You
and pulled them
are
within 12.
within 12 of a Dreadsaurian, so you're minus 1.
So again,
bravery.
even more so, if I'd have pulled some of these off, I could have avoided that. So that's bad play on my part, but you know, you live and learn.
So bravery down to 6. You're losing D6 plus 3.
2.
So
So I lose
5.
5. So, oh my goodness, that's basically the unit. Okay.
1 left.
1 guy left.
1 cheeky berserker left.
In fact, you know what? Let's tag both of you anyway. But
Aw.
he did anyway, didn't he? But you know, 1 cheeky berserker staying in the middle of them both,
Nice.
doing his best. Over here, I'm within 12 into the objective, both units, so I don't need to worry about battle shock there.
I just capture another 2 points.
Yeah.
So it's on to Fyreslayers turn 3.
Wow, well that's I'm in big trouble. But let's see. I think the only thing I can try and do is take these Volkites across here.
Yeah.
See if I can get rid of. It's a low-scoring game, but if I can get rid of the Dreadsaurian, oh, you know what? You've just got so much healing. I don't see how I can do this. Let's play out my turn 3.
You need to kill him in 1 turn.
Yeah, but that's how many wounds? And you just keep healing him
quite
back
a lot.
up. There's not enough Volkite Berserkers in
Yeah.
the bank. Okay, what's his save, by the way?
3 up.
Okay, so maybe I need to look at the Ren this turn for all of that.
Yeah.
Let's move into Fyreslayers turn 3. Let's see what I can do. Right, into my hero phase. You know, there's no point adding damage because it doesn't help me because you just negate that anyway. So the best thing I can do is put the Rend on now. So this is Rune of Awakened Steel. I really need a 6, to be honest.
Oh.
And I roll a 1.
So you still get it. You've now got -1 rend on your axes.
Yeah, you know, it helps. It helps. I'm not complaining. The Fire Spitter was still up. I can do Runic Empowerment.
Yeah.
The question is whether I burn.
On who?
You know what? I'm going to burn.
Oh, burning the forge.
Reroll saves of 1.
No, I think it's +1.
No,
or is it
reroll
reroll saves of 1
across the whole army?
The whole army.
Okay, so I'm going to burn the forge, but I lose the bonus now.
Yep.
So Runic Empowerment from this guy. On a 1, that's not what I needed. Come on,
Runic
Runic Empowerment from this
him
guy on a
gets
4
it.
goes off. And then we have +1 save. Which goes off on a 5, which the only ones in range are the Half-Guard Berserkers. But, you know, there's 2 of them left, they can still hit.
-1 to hit.
-1 to hit coming from the Rune Smiter in the forest.
Yes.
Goes off, yes. So I will put...
It's either between the Dreadsaurian or the Slan, Croak.
I kind of feel... What's Croak to hit?
3s.
3s. Yeah, the Dreadsaurian though does so much damage, doesn't it? And I have no ignore.
But
I might not even get dudes into the Dreadsaurian. That's the problem.
well, no, if you fight first with them, because you are activating, then you can try and bracket the Dreadsaurian, in which case he's not very good then.
Yeah. Okay, let's put... Because he gets as many attacks as he does surrounded by, and I intend to surround him, I only have 1-inch attacks.
Yep.
In which case then, you know, let's go with...
-1 to hit on
-1 to hit on Croak. Okay. Right, I think that's my hero phase over. We'll move into movement. Right, for movement, I've moved these 4 inches forward. They're 3 inch out from Croak. To get to the Dreadsaurian, I am going to need a 6-inch charge.
Yep.
I'm going to retreat little man over here.
Yeah.
So he gets a 4, which
So
gives him an 8-inch move. It's not great, but it puts him in range of the objective. Let's put him to there.
Yep.
You know, you'll probably shoot him off next turn, but you never know. At the very least, you have to remember it's a 3-inch bubble. It stops you retreating off onto it.
Yeah.
I've got Rune Smiters hiding. That it seems no point to do anything with the Rune Smiters at the moment because they don't do any real damage in combat.
One attack at 2 damage.
1 attack at 2 damage, so it doesn't really matter. So all he's there for is to trigger the, you know, the Fire Spitter, the Flame Spitter in the shooting phase. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do. These are all pretty much back up to full wounds, aren't they?
Yes.
So there's no point spending the Flame Spitter that way. Let's just see if we can have some really lucky rolls on 12 dice and get rid of some stuff. Into shooting phase. Desperate times mean desperate measures.
throwing axes are coming out.
All 16 throwing axes from both the Volkites and the Half Guard into Croak. Anything we can do to chip him down would be great. So here we go, hitting on 5s. We have got 4 hits out of the 16. Wounding on 5s. None. Oh, Runic Empowerment. Didn't go off from that unit.
No.
Did Runic Empowerment go off from them? It
Yes,
did.
so
Onto the
they've
Half Guard
got it.
Berserkers. Okay, they've got it, but who knows whether the 2 that
Yeah.
finally went through was the 2 Half Guards. Let's not worry about that. Wow.
Flame
the Flame
Spitter.
Spitter. So, 12 dice, looking for 6s. I'm, because it's single models now, and really the Flame Spitter's great against Horde, but, we're here, aren't we? So we might as well try.
Who's it going into?
I think I'm going to
Dreadsaurian.
throw it into Croak again.
It's got the 4 up to ignore.
True. Let's try and bracket the Dreadsaurian.
Yep.
I need a lot of 6s.
Yep.
Come on. 1.
Oh. Takes him up to 6 wounds.
Oh,
Okay.
no. Okay then. In which case, into charge. Let's just go straight into charge.
Yep.
Might as well.
We need to do 2 more wounds to him to bracket him again.
Okay, so Volkite Berserkers. It's the only charge to make. I need a lot of space.
Yeah, +1 to this.
So I roll a natural
5,
7.
6,
They
7.
get +1, so that makes an 8-inch
8.
move. I think that's enough, to be honest.
Yeah.
With a 3-inch pile in, that's enough for me to decide what I want to do.
Okay.
Okay, let's get them moved. I'll do that off camera to save time, so it's going to take some fiddling around the terrain.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back to combat. Right, so we've done the charge and pile in. I've got 16 dice. I'm going to throw the sling
Here we
shields
go.
at him. Let's see how this goes. Looking for 6s. Oh,
3.
1, 2, 3 6s. That's
Not
not
bad,
bad
not
for
bad.
16 dice. So 3 mortal wounds onto the
So
Dreadsaurian.
he's now halfway dead. He's got 9 wounds left.
He's got 9 wounds left. So the question is do I spend the command point for reroll hits of 1? Because I haven't got reroll wounds. I think so.
Just
rather try and
you
do
mean
the
you're
damage,
-1
yeah?
red now? You have to just do as much
Okay,
as possible.
so in range, we pre-counted, I think there was 11 in range,
Yep.
so it's 22 attacks, hitting on 3s.
23 because
23
of the
with the boss, so yeah.
3s rerolling ones.
3 re-rolling ones. Okay, folks, looking for 3s, re-rolling 1s.
Oh,
Oh, there's a few 1s in there, so 4 1s in there, that feels like it was worth it.
3
Let's
2.
do those to one side. Oh, wow, all 3, well, 3
That's
of the
not
4
bad.
went through, so that was definitely worth it. And then looking for 3s to wound,
Yep.
and because of the Awakened Rune,
This is
the
-1
Awakened Steel,
red.
-1 Ren. So here we go.
Ooh.
A few 1s in there, certainly a couple
Not
of 2s, but it looks like a half decent roll. I
bad.
think that. So that's 2. Oh, 2 in there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. At -1 rend. Is it enough? We know it's not, but is
Here's
it
a
enough?
3-up save normally, so that is now a 4-up save. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's got 1 wound left.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm actually going to activate the Dreadsaurian first, because I could try and pile Croak in and try and kill the 2 Hearthguard with his lightning, but if I don't kill the 2 Hearthguard, then one of them's just got the range to attack the Dreadsaurian, and then they're just going to kill the Dreadsaurian
It's one of,
before he
well, it's one of
attacks.
those things. 1 6 is 2 mortal wounds.
Exactly,
It's 2
so
dice. It might not happen.
I'm
but it
better
might.
off just going with the Dreadsaurian into
And
the
just
Volkites
remove as
and,
much as
you know,
possible,
remove
yeah.
as much as possible. I know I'm going to die because they're just going to pile in and fight when they die, but
But
know.
you get all your attacks off first, so you'll still be vastly
Yes,
reducing the unit.
yeah. So,
understood.
4 attacks with my mouth on 3s. And 3 to wounds. Nothing there.
Oh wow, this is looking.
2 attacks with the claws. I mean, he is very wounded now.
Oh, okay.
2 hits. 2 wounds at -1 rend.
Okay, so he's -1 to hit. Remember?
No, that was Croak. You
Oh,
mean
it's Croak,
-1
of
to-
course. So 2 wounds at -1 rend.
Yep.
This is on the Volkites. They've thrown their shields, so there are 5. So this
Yep.
is a 6 up. Both go through. Tell me the bad news.
Just 1 damage, so
Okay,
1's dead.
1's dead.
And then his tail on a 4, he misses.
Wow.
So that's the Dreadsaurian.
So let's do the 2 attacks
Yep.
from the guy that died. Hits on 1,
Oh,
wounds on the other, -1 rend. This
Oh, you
is
saved.
it. 6.
Okay, so the Hearthguard do get to go now.
Okay, so I'll activate the half guard. I mean, I'm going to move him across and tag him. Because
Yeah.
it will slow down a little bit how far he can move, and he just moves towards the Dreadsaurian like that. But,
Yep.
you know, I'm thinking it will reduce him down. I'm going to do 3 attacks into the Dreadsaurian and 2 into Croak. So let's just see if we can get away with this. We're looking for 6s into the Dreadsaurian.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
1 6.
There we
2
go.
mortal wounds.
He's gone.
And I don't need to roll the rest. And the 2 dice into Croak. Both hits, no mortal wounds.
Both
wounds.
So
minus 1
5
rend.
up save, nope, and 4 up to ignore damage. So he's down to 5 wounds.
Okay.
Okay, and then
You might.
I'm
going
going
to
to pile Croak in.
Yeah. You can still do quite well out of that piling, can't you? I mean, I tried to reduce it down, but I think you're pretty good to count on some numbers there, aren't you? So it's every model within 5 inches, within 3 inches. Sorry.
So I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now.
Plus him, yeah.
Yeah, I've
Did
done
you
that.
count him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. And then because I've still got the Great Drake in, I might as well add 1 to his attack characteristics.
Why not?
So, -1 to hit. Now,
it'd be great if it was add 1 plus the 1 for
Yeah,
each model.
yeah, I know, yeah. I've kind of got an option now. I can either go into the Volkites because they're not wholly within 12.
Yeah.
So I could try and force a battle shock test.
Sure.
And I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to risk the fight back just because.
Well, the Volkites,
He's pretty tough.
I fought, so if you can make those go away, you've just got 2 half
Yeah,
guards to deal with.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to kill them all, but it's forced to hit. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Yeah, about half. Actually, over half. And 3s to wounds. So that's 5 saves at -1 rend. So 5, 6 up, re-rolling 1s. Reroll the 1
Reroll the 1.
from the forge. So that's 2 dead.
2 more. Yep, 2 dead.
So you
that's
need to-
3 so far on
Well,
this unit.
there you can go there.
Well, I'm thinking of trying to get back within 12. Depending on how.
You're not
Oh, is that
going
all of
to.
his? Oh, is
Yeah,
that
that's all of his
attacks?
attacks. So I'm just
okay.
thinking for the pile in and fight because you're not going to get
Oh yeah, absolutely.
wholly
That's
within
fine.
12
So
anywhere.
I'll tell you what,
But you
yeah,
like-
that's
you know.
fine. So we'll just take him as well, though.
Yep.
Because he'd go.
Yep.
In fact, oh.
Well, no,
good
you
point,
can just
actually.
take
Yeah,
him.
take 1 from that side. That's
So,
cool.
They pile in and fight, so that's 4
4
attacks.
attacks, hitting on 3s,
Threes.
re-rolling 1s.
Yep.
Running
winning
on 3s, no re-roll.
2.
2 going through
So,
at -1 rend.
2 5-ups. And
1
a
save.
4 up to ignore. Nope, so he's down to 4 wounds now.
Okay, into battle shock then. I think we know where this is going, but
Yeah.
come on then. You've got 3 guys died over here.
So bravery
I'm out of 12,
7.
bravery 7. I've used my command point,
Yeah.
so
It-
Dreadsaurian's gone though, so there's
So
no
there's
negative.
no-
so
yeah.
let's just see what we roll.
4, 5, 6, 7. You're good.
We're good.
You're good. Okay, and then I think that's the end of your turn. Again, you get 2 points.
2 points,
So it's
so
just into roll off.
Into roll off. Yep. Here
Yeah.
we go. Okay, we
We
got a 1.
I went first, so I win ties. I am going to take it because this is where I'm going to just try and sweep now.
Okay,
This is
right.
the sweep turns.
I think we know where the game's gone now, but
Yeah.
let's play out turn 4.
Yeah,
and then we'll
okay.
see where we're at.
So
at the end
we'll
of the
go
turn.
into Seraphim turn 4. So straight into my hero phase. Croak's going to think of some things on 4s. No! Ah! Croak!
Yeah, well, he's a little bit stressed, isn't he? He's
No.
taking some damage. He's surrounded by angry dwarves.
So I'm only on 1 command point. I'm going to choose my Sage's Staff because
yeah.
Croak's exactly where he wants to be, surrounded by everyone. He likes that. He's going to start releasing energy from his chest.
Right, okay.
So I'm going to start off with a Comet's Call to begin with. So I'm +2 to cast now.
Goes off.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it goes off.
Yeah.
So D3 units, 2 units. I'm going to choose the Volkites and...
He's only on 2 wounds, but they're
Well-
still counting a character there.
Yeah, I mean...
And in fact, actually, the only
You
one
know
the
what?
half guard is affecting
Yeah.
is that character.
I'm going to go with the Volkites and the Rune Smiter
Doesn't
in the
need line of
forest.
sight, no?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So D3 mortal wounds on the Volkites, 3, so
Okay.
1.5 dies.
Yeah.
And D3 mortal wounds on the Rune Smiter, 1. Okay.
And 1 wound onto the rune.
Yeah,
smite,
so he's got 4 left, yeah?
the Heidi smite
Might be able to kill it. So, I'm now going Celestial Deliverance. Yeah, I can crank this 3 times. So the first time it's on a 7, so I need to roll a 5. I get it. So I can choose 3 units. It's going to be, Smiter, Volkite, and Hearthguard, because it's only range 10.
Makes sense.
And on a 2-up, they start taking mortal wounds. So the Hearthguard on a 2, yep, D3. 3. The Volkite on a 2, yep, D3. 3. And the Rune Smiter on a 2. No, it doesn't get the Rune Smiter.
So 3 ignores on the Hearthguard.
Yep. One guy dies.
Okay.
That's not and great. Then there was 3 mortal wounds on the Volkites.
Yep, so they're gone.
Okay, and we're going to go again. So it's now casting value 8. So I need us to show a 6.
1 on the...
No, I didn't get it.
Oh, okay.
So I need to show a 6 now. I get it. So we're going to go again. The same 3 units.
Sure.
So the Volkite Berserkers. Yep, D3. 3. The Hearthguard. Yep, D3. 1, and the Rune Smiter. No! Oh, this Rune Smiter is immortal! So, 3 mortal wounds on the Volkites and 1 mortal wound on the Hearthguard.
Okay, so 1.5 dead on the Volkites. Let me just take not the Musician. The 1 ignore on the Hearthguard. He makes it.
And then we're going to go one last time. So you can do this. This is his last spell. So I need a 7 for this to go off because of the plus 2.
Roll a 9.
Same 3 units. The Volkite Berserkers. Nope. The Hearthguard. Yes. D3. 3.
3 ignores.
Yep. He's down to 1 wound. The Rune Smiter. He takes it for D3. 3 mortal wounds on the Rune Smiter.
Okay, so he's got 1 wound left.
Oh, come on. I rolled 2 1s on him as well. Okay, so...
That should have worked, if by all accounts.
That is my hero phase. You know, that's not bad. He did do quite a lot more wounds there, so I'm happy with that. Yeah, Seraphon movement. So Croak's going to run and retreat.
Sure.
3, so that's an 8-inch move. So he's just going to hover back.
Go as far, or are you just going to tag it? Okay.
So he now grabs that objective, which is what I want. Then I've got a 5-inch move on the Battletome. Going up to there. That's not his wound token, that one was yours.
No.
Sure? Yeah. And the engine has an 8-inch move, I think, so he can get over.
It's injured. We might just worth check whether it's. It's still in the top bracket. Okay, fair enough.
I think it's an 8. Yeah, it's an 8-inch move on him.
Okay.
So. Then I think that's.
And just because it's traditional to do it at some point during your turn, it's still there.
Yeah. Then my skinks are gonna do skink things. Just move up a little. So starting off with the engine, I'm going to crank it up on 2 dice just because my slant's too far away. Again,
6.
I get the heal, so D3 on the Stegodon is 3, so he's back up to full.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to shoot my laser beam, my solar engine, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 shots, and they're all going into the Volkite, so I just need to try and remove them.
Makes perfect sense.
So, 4s to hit. 2 hits, add 3s to wounds. 2 wounds at -1 rends.
So this isn't the turn that they threw their shield, so they're back up to a 4 save. So this is 5 ups, re-rolling 1s.
Yep.
Both saved. Wow.
I'm going to spend my last command point to shoot that again then. So 4s to hit.
Oh, that's good.
And 3s to wounds.
No, not so good.
So 4 saves at -1 rends.
So 4, 5 up saves again, re-rolling 1s. There's a 1. You've done quite well there, but 2's gone through. So 2 die, and I carry a wound over. Okay.
Okay. And then 2, 4,
let's leave the hornblower there with the wound.
And then 10 little blowpipes from these skinks over here.
There's a wound counter there.
No, that's on the Hearthguard.
That's the Hearthguard.
Yeah.
Okay,
and that's who the skinks are going to try and assassinate. The skinks will forever be known as the Hearthguard unit killer. So,
okay, so these little guys over
here we go. On 5s to hit. 2 hits and 5s to wound. They tried. They tried.
They tried and failed.
So chargers, the Stegodon, going for a big old charge.
I'd say needing 8. Yep, needing 8.
Oh, I saw the 2. In he goes, and then on the 2 up, on the 3 up rather, he does D3 mortal wounds, 1 mortal wound. Just
So
getting that injured
that
guy.
kills him.
And then the Bastillodon's going to try and go forward.
Okay, we're looking for. Let's do a quick measure, but I think we're looking for. What have we got here?
7.
7 will get you in.
Ah!
Done it.
So just
Thanks to the ruler,
like
that just stopped that on a 3, I think.
Nice.
Take it on into Volkite Berserkers.
So I don't have my Constellation effect, so he's only +1 attack on his jaw. So I'm going to start off with the horns on 3s. 1 hit and a 3. That's 1 wound at -1 rend.
So 5 up save. Don't make it.
Rerolling once.
Oh, rerolling ones, of course, this turn.
That's 4
go for
damage.
the one again. Oh, okay, 4 damage.
And then, you know, the jaws and stomps all together on 3s. Oh, and 3s.
Oh dear.
So that's
Feels
4 saves at -1 rend.
4 5-up saves. Whoa!
Rerolling the 1.
Rerolling the 1. Can I do? Oh, no, okay, so
2 die.
2 more die.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's
You know
everything.
what, it doesn't matter. He can go. There we go. 2 attacks.
Yep.
He's angry, by the way. Hitting on 3s.
Oh!
Wounding on 3s.
No, winning on 4s.
Wounding on 4s. Oh, could have done with the +1 wound.
So I am.
1 wound at -2
Yeah,
rend.
so I am a 1-up save, but that takes me down to a 3-up.
Oh, bless
Which
you.
is save. And then I will pile in 3 inches
Yeah.
to get him round to like
Shenanigans.
that. And then the tail on 3s and 3s. That's dice going everywhere, but 2 saves at -1. So 2 5-ups.
One goes through.
2 damage.
Pop. Okay, so the half guard's not within 3, but the Volkites can at least pile in. We've got 3 of them, so that's 7 attacks. Because believe it or not, the Carl is still in there. Okay, so hitting on 3s. Well, okay.
Winning on 3s.
Winning on 3s. You could be feeling this. No.
4.
4 attacks,
So
-1 rend.
Was a 3-up save. Now I'm down to 4-up.
Oh,
take 3
yes.
wounds.
Yes, the satisfying 3 wounds going through.
So he's down to
Oh, because he was on
3
full
wounds.
health again,
Yeah.
wasn't he? Joy.
Of course.
So just battle shot to do. I've lost 5 on that unit, so +2, 7.
Ah, you're good.
They're good. So the 2 remain there, but that takes. Well, let's tally up the score because I think you've captured all of them. and
Yeah,
then we'll
so
go
I
into-
get 6 points this turn.
Right.
Because I took them from you, so they're 2 points each, giving me 4, and then 5, 6.
Okay, so with that going into my turn 4, one of the things we just politely remembered was actually killed a bunch of Volkites in the magic phase anyway.
Yeah.
So
Croak
that
killed
unit's
a
gone.
load. Yeah.
Which basically leaves me with 1 half guard berserker, nothing over here.
A couple of
And
rune
2
smiters on
rune
1 wound.
smiters, which are, nothing more than runic empowerment machines. I mean, I could probably shoot the, how many wounds has
Croak got left.
Crow got left?
3.
Come on, it's 12 shots.
What,
Into
just
Croak.
to see if you can
That's all
kill
we're doing.
Croak.
We're just doing
Just to
12
see if
shots
you can
into
kill
Croak. Here we go. 2 mortal wounds.
I saved them both. He
Okay.
does not care.
Good game, man. Good
Right, good game, yeah. So,
game. Okay. Well, let's just make some caveats here for those of you who've been watching along. Thank you for sticking with us on this, and thank you for bearing with us on this. We were trying a new format out for the battle report as well, so
Yeah.
we've been learning along the way. I noticed that the scoreboard was a little out of skew for I think turns 1 to 2. That during turns 1 and 2, there was scoreboard was a little bit out of skew, but you got the general gist. We were going 2 on 2 throughout
Yeah.
the turns. Jack, of course, was also picking up the army, so he may or may not have made some mistakes with this.
I tried.
Maybe. He tried. It doesn't really matter. Neither of us were bringing what we would consider a
Oh, no,
competitive
yeah,
list.
this
That's not a
is-
tournament list I was showing up
Yeah.
with. And in many respects, the intention was to give you some big blocks to see what kind
Yeah.
of damage you could deal out.
It's one of those. It's interesting because Croak is a very powerful mage. Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem I found during this game was in that last turn you saw how much damage he did when he cranked out 3 blast
Yeah.
plus the
yeah.
comments. He did so many mortal wounds, but the problem is getting him there. He's like a 5-inch move. So it takes him a while to get up there. But
if it's not in the coalesced, army, you can
teleport. But another thing is Troglodons. Now you can cast spells through Troglodons anywhere on the table.
Okay.
So that's kind of something that I want to play with. Running a
We
Troglodon forward.
have a half-painted Troglodon,
Yeah,
so that's something
running
we can
one forward, then
with.
casting spells from Croak through it. It's
Okay. The other thing that's worth mentioning, you may have noticed, is, and I don't know whether we said this at the start. I think we said this during the book review. Actually, is these guys are on too small a base.
Yeah, these were. This is when AOS first dropped.
So it was when it first dropped, and there was no recommended base size other than move your stuff to round bases. So we just moved them onto round bases that we felt was appropriate. But since then, they've now ruled on the base size. So this army does need rebasing. I think most of it's
okay, but it's the monsters which are kind of on the wrong size.
Yeah, the skinks and all the rest are fine, but it was the monsters that essentially should be on the large over the 105.
No, so because we have the studio. So this is kind of what is painted in the studio at the minute. So and we have a couple more. We have some Saurus Warriors, and we have some more skinks and some more monsters. And Liam kindly is adding his collection of Seraphon from old fantasy. So again, more warriors, more warriors. Rebase a bunch of square base and get them all painted up for you, because personally I'm really enjoying this army.
But I want to talk a little bit about the army you brought anyway. Like I say, we didn't sort of identify this as a competitive list, but I think it's important to mention is it's also a list you will have never seen on the table with a previous book.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I took Saurus Guards and Croak. Who takes Croak?
Yeah,
but now he's really good.
Who takes as many monsters? Who takes a Carnosaur? And that Carnosaur hit really hard.
Amazing.
Hit really hard.
Thunder Lizard's Carnosaur.
And I think we're seeing this in some of the reviews. Hopefully you've been over and see our book review as well. Do check it out, because I think one of the things we were saying is the army is now so fundamentally different with two completely different play styles that it's going to take time for people to work out the combat effectiveness of those armies. Now, we're fortunate enough to have, someone like Luke on the table who's, tournament winner, and he's great at churning this. He's already seen a lot of potential within the book, so I'd like to do a list building show with him as well. You've seen a lot of potential with it. Liam's been feeding in, and I mentioned in the book review there was a lot of excitement over this book because we can see a lot of potential in it. It's certainly tournament competitive. I think there's lists. There are lists in there that can compete.
It's one of those you kind of you open as a Seraphon player from before. You open up the book and you go, oh, they got rid of that. Oh, they got rid of that. Oh, they got rid of that. Oh, this book's rubbish, and I'm going to throw it out. But then, if you actually kind of, go in with a fresh mind, and you kind of sit down and you have a look, and you start seeing some gems, you're like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, I can do that. That's interesting.
You just have to spend a bit of time with these books, but you also have to kind of like spend a bit of time investing into what you can gain through some of the synergies.
Yes.
We've seen here like Croak, he's down to 4 wounds. He still took an objective at the end of the day, and he's a slow move, but with a run and a retreat from combat in a timely manner, he was instrumental into wiping those down to a point where he did enough damage to wipe the rest of the unit off. And that's
another option, another thing I was thinking about was, giving skinks. I mean, they're an 8-inch move, skinks.
Yeah.
Giving them a 6-inch run from Croak and spending a command point from Croak to make them fly, because he can do that. And they could just whiz past the rock and grab the objective. So there was options. There's options.
Even without the teleport, which is what a lot of Seraphon players have. I don't think it's even fair to say relied upon. They had to use it because that's where the competitiveness was within the Seraphon book. It was all about being able to get all over the table. You don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, no, you don't. I mean, with the new Coalesce, I mean, personally, I really enjoyed the Coalesce. That -1 damage is quite huge.
Yeah, and it feels almost like a hard counter.
Those Magmadroths just... Normally, they charge forwards and they ruin lines.
2 Rune Suns side by side, re-rolling hits, and if you can get Runic Empowerment, but they just bounced off.
It. So many units in the game. You take Iron Jaws. You take Iron Jaws, 2 damage Ardboys with their Violent Warbeasts. They're just going to bounce. You take Daughters of Cain with, increased damage Mind Razor Witch Elves. They're now just going to bounce. It's quite interesting that flat -1 damage on 2 damage weapons is quite a big deal.
In many respects, it feels like a hard counter to some armies, and that's what's going to make it really interesting when we see, some players spend time with a book.
Yeah.
And you have to remember that 400 points of this list that you took was a waste of
I mean,
points.
I could have added 2 more of those guys in here. 2 more Stegodons charging around.
I mean, the Dreadsaurian, we all love him, bless him, but he's not the best unit on the table.
No, I kind of just put
it's
him
an
in there.
incredible model for sure, and it looks brilliant stamping its way through the middle of the table.
Yeah,
but it's not.
No.
You know, it's not. It doesn't inspire that much dread.
No, unfortunately.
Okay, let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
So apologies to any Fyreslayer player who was screaming at me saying, "Why don't you show up with 40 half guard and just remove them?" You know, we could have done that, but I also knew that Jack couldn't exactly bounce back at me with a super competitive list.
Yeah, I
so
mean,
we chose a kind of a more narrative
it's one of those.
build.
It's
didn't
quite
we?
interesting. I think half guard in this list aren't that good
Well,
because
with a flame
a
pipe,
lot
with a flame
with the
spike, the
flame
mortal
pikes,
wounds.
but a lot
Forget
of people
the double
take
axe.
the broadaxes.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You know,
you
I
see
mean,
tournament play, and a lot of people are running 2 units of broadaxes.
yeah, which I've never got. I
No.
mean, I think the flame spire axe just seems to be the way to go. But okay, I think that was fantastic. I hope you enjoyed it. We're really happy with the new format for the battle reports, but please give us some feedback. What we like about this is it takes a lot less manpower and a lot less editing.
Yeah.
So under this format, battle reports from Wargamer Online is back. Basically,
Yes,
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying, because this is a lot easier for us to do. So if you like the format, and we always aim at these games to have a little bit of narrative along the way and a little bit of a discussion, and we leave the discussion in there because I think it's kind of important for us to be explaining what we're trying to do at the same time. So I know they're a bit longer, but sometimes you can just put them on the back, get some hobby done, and look up every now and then, and
it's
enjoy
one
the
of
game.
every game is kind of a learning curve. You learn something new about your army every time you play it. It's like, well, actually, I shouldn't have done that, or actually, that's really good counter to that. So, I've learned a lot here.
Yeah. I've learned Carnosaurs can be really, really bad for half guard.
Yeah.
Okay, let's call it a day. Thank you very much for joining us. We will polish off this Seraphon army and get it up to competitive standard. One of the battle reports that we want to do is, Luke's, 4 times winning tournament list. For those of you who've not seen the Luke Morton review as well, go check that out because it's pretty impressive. That guy's gone to 4 tournaments and won all 4 in a row. And from a competitive play point of view, is up there with the best. And I'd like to see if we can build a Seraphon army that can take down his Iden of Deacon list. Who knows? Who knows?
We could give it a go.
All right. Thanks all for joining us, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks.
See ya.